Patiently waiting to see if we are going live, and we are live. Okay. So, I want to talk about today the integrity and conviction to reach your big yes vision. I am so excited about today's topic because we are talking about a big yes vision, which is my favourite topic. I am a sacral being and I get that big, lit up, expansive yes feeling when I tune into my vision and then embody that day to day with small steps, because those small steps towards what our body is telling us, those small steps that you take, which might be to be surrounded by your beautiful favourite flower, like mine is a white rose, and I have just manifested white roses showing up here today. So when you follow conviction and integrity, it will lead you to your big yes vision. So I would love to know, pop in comments, what is your big yes vision? What are you calling in this year? And in this conversation, we are going to unlock the integrity and the conviction to get to that big yes vision. So what does integrity and conviction, what does that mean? Okay. Now, there is a difference between this toxic masculine type energy of pushing, hustling, pushing through. There is a difference between having integrity to our word, having integrity to ourselves and our values, having integrity to others, and having the conviction to keep following through on our mission, the conviction to show up for ourselves, the conviction to show up for others. There is a difference between this energy, which is more of a divine energy, versus the energy of the toxic pushing, proving, not feeling great, but I'm going to push through anyway. Let me know in comments if you resonate. This used to be me. I would just push through. Even push through to physical pain. And then I would take a painkiller and push through even more. Okay? So the energy, and hopefully you can feel this energy of conviction. It is like the energy of devotion. It is a 5D frequency, and it comes from this really divine place of showing up for yourself and having integrity with your word. So if you're feeling what I'm saying to you right now and you want to take this frequency into your work, the Spiritual Coach program, we're starting the end of this month and we're going to help you to create, we are going to work together to create your dream business, to create your own modality for you to use with clients so that you can have conviction and integrity with what is your soul aligned work. What are you here to actually do on this planet? Okay? So having conviction and integrity is about showing up for yourself, for others, for your soul, and for your mission. And this is the difference between having, I feel like I'm going to sneeze, so apologies if I violently sneeze in a moment. It's probably because the flowers are in my face, but I wanted them here. I wanted them here for the conversation today. So when we don't show up in this conviction and integrity energy, we don't consider all of these facets of what we are showing up for. So generally speaking, if we are not in this space of conviction and integrity, and we're in more of the push energy, something will have to give. So we might be pushing through, but we're not pushing through on our soul's path. We might be pushing through for somebody else, but we're not truly showing up for ourselves and having devotion for ourselves along the way. Do you see what I mean? So this old energy and this old paradigm, and this is also a mirror for the world right now, right? The world is shifting into this new paradigm of this overflow. The world right now needs women to show up in overflow, and it is literally like this notion of your cup overspilling into the saucer, and then you're giving that saucer to the world. You're giving that saucer to your clients. You're giving that saucer to your communities. This is the difference in that energy. And what the world is calling for you to do right now is to go within, to devote to self, and then your actions and the small steps that you take and what you give comes from that place of overflow. And this is integrity, this is conviction, and this is staying true to your word and building self-trust with yourself as well as building trust with others, right? How many people do you see that show up in the online space that you feel they have integrity and conviction, and if you were to work with them, they would have your back every step of the way? They would commit to you. As long as you are willing to commit to yourself, they would commit to you every step of the way. And we can feel this energy, right? We can feel this lack of conviction and integrity because it does not feel like a safe space to be in. Because if that person cannot show up for themselves, how are they going to hold that big space for others? And this is also why we're seeing what we're seeing right now in the coaching industry, as the industry is having a quantum crumble. It is crumbling apart, and those that cannot hold that deep space for others, that don't show up with that conviction to their word, to their mission, to their purpose, are falling away, are being purged out, and they will go on to do what they're meant to do and what their soul alignment plan is for them. And those who are authentic, who can coach, who can hold space for people, this is what is rising up in the industry, which is a mirror for what is rising up in the world. And we will get to this place in the world where our world leaders do have integrity and they have conviction. This is where we're leading towards. And you might be thinking, yeah, we very obviously don't have that right now, because everything is being outed so that it can crumble away. So let me know in comments, what is your big yes vision? It might be you are calling in certain types of clients in your business. It might be a home, it might be a lifestyle for you and your family, it might be a holiday, it might be world peace. Like, whatever that thing is, how do you stay in the energy of conviction and integrity to show up for yourself and others in this real divine way that is showing up for you, showing up for your soul, showing up for your clients, showing up for your mission? And it is a nourishing energy. It's this divine energy of nourishing. So you are showing up in a way that is taking care of your body, listening to your body moment to moment. And this, like, I'm going to say this, I want you to really pay attention to this. This is another thing where we get stuck because we have this vision, and we've all heard, right? We need to tap into the feelings of the vision, not just the vision. It's not just the visual. It's not just the vision board. It's not just the secret. It's not just the law of attraction. Those of you that have done magnetic mastery, which is most of you, you have gone in deeply to these 12 universal laws. There are 11 other laws. It is not just the law of attraction. It's not just visual. So we know that we need to go into the feelings. But what I see missing is how we get into those feelings now. rather than I see the vision for a year's time and I feel those feelings of that vision, but it's the little small steps. And I heard this being described the other day, a bit like Christmas. And I thought this was a brilliant analogy. It was Amy Elizabeth that talked about this. So credit to Amy for this. And she talked about having your vision is like Christmas. Okay? Your vision is like Christmas. You know how you want to feel on Christmas Day. But how are you showing up every day of December? Are you showing up every day of December, opening an advent calendar, getting a surprise gift, and being excited every day and saying, yes, thank you, I am grateful for that, and more please, because I know that I am working towards Christmas Day. And I'm going to allow universe, God, source to surprise me along the way with these little moments of things that I can respond to. So I've said this so many times, like for me this is like I wake up in the morning and I always have my cup of tea in the morning, that is my routine. But some mornings I'm like, I want the teapot out today. Okay, and that feels exciting to get out the teapot, put a pot of milk, brew the tea, and be able to sit there and luxuriate in that morning routine, knowing I've got a whole pot of tea, I can sit there, I can journal, I can meditate. For you, especially if you've got children, this might be like more the evening when the children go to bed. Like what can you give yourself that feels like a hell yes? Okay? Are you sat getting frustrated with your work and trying to force and push through your work? I just realised it's very dark, but never mind. My hair has kind of vanished into the background. Are you sat there pushing through your work when that is a no in your body? Or is your body saying, I would love to get out in nature right now. I would love to get up and put some trance music on. It's literally what I do here. Put some trance music on and dance in the kitchen for 2 minutes. What is your body giving you right now that you want to respond to? Perhaps it's a person. Perhaps you love being in someone's energy. Perhaps it's a coach. Perhaps it's, and you're like, that is a big hell yes for me. I had a client called Emma, and she won't mind me sharing this. She posted it publicly, who came into my program a couple of years ago. And she said, whenever I think about you or the program, or I look at the sales page, I get this big warm feeling radiating in my body, and I don't know what that is, but I know that I need to follow it. And I said, Emma, that is your sacral. You're a sacral being. That is your heck yes feeling, and you need to follow that. Okay? So she had already decided, she'd already signed up at this point when I told her what that was, but she knew that warm feeling that she got, she knew that that meant that that was right for her, okay? So how focused are you on that big vision? And what can happen is we can get into the feelings and the of that vision. That feels good. That vision feels good. That house, that holiday, that work, that impact that I'm having on the world. It feels so good. It feels so amazing. I can feel that lit up feeling in my body. And then we come out in the meditation, we come out in the visualization, we come back to the 3D, and we're like, where is that feeling? So we want to be maintaining those feelings day to day to day. And I did a thread in the group about what is your big yes today, and we had some amazing things. They were very food related, which I totally love because I'm very foodie. Okay, so if you haven't contributed to that, hop in and get into that frequency of your big yes vision. Like, and what is that for you today? Mine today is my favourite flower showing up, so it's going to come with me. I've had lots of tea today. I've had a walk in nature today. I've had a bath. Like, what are the things that day to day you show up with conviction and integrity, but in this hell yes energy that moves you through the day. And then before you know it, Darcy is here to say hello. You start to manifest that big vision. She's also blending in with the dark as well. Okay? So there is a difference between pushing through, pushing against your body, pushing against your needs, and showing up with conviction, with integrity to your mission. And another thing coming through that I need to talk about is the need to pivot. Okay? So there is a place, and trust me, I know because I've been there. There is a place where you can get excited about many things. You can have different interests, you can have different offers, you can have different ways to help people, you can have different things that light you up, and still show up with conviction on your mission. Because what I see a lot, and this, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of labels, but this is sometimes like a bit of an ADHD brain thing, right? Getting distracted by the new shiny thing. Well, what if you allowed yourself to be distracted by the shiny thing and incorporate that into what you're doing, or pivot what you're doing, and still show up with trust, conviction, integrity for your ultimate vision, for your ultimate purpose, for your soul-aligned work, and allowed yourself to get excited by new things. Because if we don't do that, we end up in this pendulum swing where we suppress, and then we burn it all down. Okay? And this was me. So I started my coaching career as a mindfulness teacher in 2016. I was only teaching mindfulness courses, and that was amazing. And I trained over 1,000 people in mindfulness. It was amazing, but it was suppressing my energy work, most of my coaching skills, my positive psychology that I've heavily trained in, my energy alignment work, my shadow work. Like, it was suppressing all these other things. But a coach who had a very different energy signature to me, this is the important thing, said to me, I think you need to calm down. So this is something, let me know if you resonate. This is something that we will get a lot by having a big energy, by having a big vision, right? Others, like we and if we've got this like too much wound that we haven't worked on, I've worked on mine, so it just bounces off me now. I know that I'm not too much. But if we've got this too much wound, and this coach said to me, whoa, just calm down, you've got too many things, just focus on one thing. And that was because I was overwhelming her and she didn't know what to do with me, so she told me to focus on one thing. I was in the days of being the good girl and not realising I was the authority, so I listened to her and I suppressed it. And I suppressed it and I kept teaching mindfulness and I kept going, until I worked with a coach who was like, what would just really light you the fuck up? Like, what would you love to do? And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to do my energy work. I'd love to do healing. I'd love to do this. And I'd love to do it with my coaching and blend coaching and healing and really go down that energy alignment path. And she was like, well, go do it. And I did. And my business skyrocketed from that moment. Okay? So if we don't accept that too much part of ourselves that does get excited, that does want to skip to the next thing, does see the next shiny thing over there, we either end up suppressing it or it runs the show even subconsciously, and we just want to burn the whole business down, we want to burn the whole thing down, we want to burn the life down, and we want to start again. So we need to give space for both of these parts at the same time. And you can have an ADHD brain and get distracted and get focused on the new shiny thing, and have trust and conviction at the same time. Because your soul's mission is your soul's mission. Your vision is your vision. And there are multiple routes to get there. No one is here to tell you how to get there or what exactly is going to get you there. It's ultimately a feeling. So if you pivot based on your feeling, if your feeling is taking you in a different direction, your feeling is taking you in a different direction. You've still got the mission, the vision, the purpose. You've still got the ability to pivot. Like, it is just, you can hold it all, okay? And this is the main message of this today, is that you can hold it all. You can hold the duality. You can hold both of those parts of yourself, the one that wants the structure and the routine, and the one that gets excited and sees the shiny new thing and that is like the magpie. You can hold both of those parts of you at once. It doesn't have to be one or the other. And as soon as we start to go into one or the other or suppress one, the other one's going to pop up anyway. And it's going to pop up in a really damaging way. It's going to pop up subconsciously. Okay? So this is also your message today, to honour all parts of yourself. Honour all parts of you. And that is that self-trust, the conviction, the integrity that is going to lead you towards that vision. Because as I said, it is a feeling. That vision is a feeling. So if you're pivoting based on what feels good, if you're on the same mission, you can absolutely have the excitement, the conviction, the integrity, all at the same time. But if you are somebody that gets excited by the new shiny thing, then I would invite you to think about, is this truly of service to myself, my soul, my audience, my clients? The dog is crying. What are you crying for? She's crying in the background. I don't know why she's crying. Maybe it's because it's nearly dinner time. It's okay, we'll have dinner in a minute. So I've completely lost the track of where I was. Yeah, so we can, that's it. So are you showing up with conviction and integrity for yourself, for your soul, for your clients, for your audience? If so, go do the exciting thing. And as ever, the zoomer out, because I have a sixth line in my profile, the zoomer out, the wise woman on the hill, what I will say to you is, when you feel into what spaces feel safe for you to be in, and why is that? What spaces do you want to go in and be in and luxuriate in? It's probably because somebody is holding that conviction and that integrity. They're showing up for themselves, and that is what you are feeling, and you are feeling that they will show up for you because they know how to show up for themselves. Okay? So that is the thing to consider when you're looking at this, and you're looking at the parts of yourself, and you're looking at the conviction and integrity piece. If you're calling in clients, are you that safe space where you show up for yourself, for your soul, for others that they want to come into? And not in a pushy way either, okay? In this gentle, nourishing, flowy, body-led, body truth way, where you're following your yes. And when you follow your yes, you are a yes leader. I'm going to give you a new name. You are a yes leader, okay? Because it gives permission for others to follow their yes as well, okay? When I say the most basic things, people comment and say, oh my gosh, that has given me permission. Like, silly example, when I say, my roses showed up today in this house, my favourite flower showed up today, so I brought the flowers on with me because that's what I wanted to do. Like, that is such a tiny thing. But what could that spark in someone else? It turns to a bigger thing. What could that give someone permission to do or be today? You are a yes leader. When you follow your yes, you give permission for others to follow their yes, and they see you lit up. They see you excited, they see you having fun, and they want that for themselves. So you are a yes leader. And you're a no leader as well, right? Role modeling the fiery side, the anger, the boundaries, that is part of the conviction. So let me know in comments, what will you do today to have conviction, to have that integrity, to be true to your word for yourself, for others today, so that you can call in that big dream, that goal that you are manifesting, and the day to day sacred yes that you get in your body. You get to have the sacred yes, you get to have it all. So if this is resonating, come and join us in Spiritual Coach. We're starting end of this month. Lots of love. Bye for now.